keys felt cold on the kitchen sill, a final silhouette against the windowsill. I packed a car with silence and a worn-out map, left the porch light burning like a lingering trap. Every mile of tremor, every sign of doubt, a chorus of the reasons I was running out. But in the rearview mirror, crumbling to gray, I saw the prison I had helped to build each day. And though the road was trembling and the sky was torn, something in the chaos felt like being born. So I traded concrete for this coastline, traded sirens for the sea. Let the downpour wash the old names from the asphalt of me. The only anchor that I need now in this wild and roaring night is the one I'm finally dropping, not in flight, but in fight. Yeah, the only anchor that I need now is the one I found in me. Drops hit like accusations hard and clean, a baptism of fury for the might have been. The wipers couldn't keep up with the flood inside my head, chasing ghosts of futures that were better off or dead. Then a crack of lightning split the world into one. Half was what I feared, one half was true. And I didn't break for comfort, didn't turn around to see. I just gripped the wheel and whispered, let the storm break over me. Cause a different kind of lightning was beginning to ignite. Yeah, I traded concrete for this coastline, traded sirens for the sea. Let the downpour wash the old names from the asphalt of me. The only anchor that I need now in this wild and roaring night is the one I'm finally dropping, not in flight, but in fight. Found in me. I was so afraid of sinking, of the silence of the deep. But you can't drown when you're the ocean that you keep. I traded concrete for this coastline, traded sirens for the sea. Let the downpour wash the old names from the asphalt of me. The only anchor that I need now in this wild and roaring night is the one I'm finally dropping, not in flight, but in but in fight, but in flight, but in fight. First morning, all was cold and mystery. The seagulls cry a sharp unanswered history. The wind through pines, a sentence half begun. I stood there as a stranger, waiting for the sun. My old mind tried to translate, tried to own the view. but the map I brought had no lines for this blue. I watched her hair unpracticed stillness, leg in air. I counted how the sunlight moved my chair. I felt the cool dust shift beneath my bare feet. Learned the different meanings of retreat. Not as failure, but as rhythm, deep and sure. A patience that the modern world cannot endure. And I'm learning how the quiet speaks in grains of sand and coral peaks. A grammar written in the break of every wave my soul can take. No verb for own, no noun for fear. Just here and now and listen here. The language of the tides is slow, but I'm beginning to know. Tide mark on the old driftwood log, the evening scent of damp earth thick as fog, the specific star that pierces the bay's black sheet, the pause between the heart's last beat and the next beat. These are my flashcards in this soft-lit school, unwritten, gentle, breaking every rule. And I'm learning how the quiet speaks in grains of sand and coral peaks. A grammar written in the break of every wave my soul can take. No verb for own, no noun for fear. Just here and now and listen here. The language of the tides is slow, but I'm beginning to know. You read me like a poem, not a legal scroll. You're not here to conquer, but to make a whole. So let the lesson be the breeze upon your skin. The only test is to let the world back in. The quiet speaks in grains of sand and coral peaks. A grammar written in the break of every wave my soul can take. No verb for own, no noun for fear. Just here and now and listen here. The language of the tides is slow, and now I know. A floorboard creaks and it's not the wind. A shadow moves where the light grows thin. I feel a chill that the heart can't thaw. It's the ghost of a forgotten law, the one that said you must be more, and bolted a lock on every door. He's standing there in the hallway gloom, my old self in the guest room. He doesn't knock, he just lets himself in. Wears a suit of my could have been. His eyes are hollow, his smile is thin as, did you really think you could win? Out here alone with piece of yours is a temporary life. And the old me knocks sometimes on this door made of pine. He don't know the password here is to leave it all behind. He brings echoes of the city's hum, of the man I was becoming numb. He points at my callous, simpler hands and just misunderstands. He pours a drink from a phantom glass, talks of futures that did not pass, of money, stature, a legacy, all the hollow trophies meant for me. He calls this life a pretty retreat, a dignified and quaint defeat. He says the waves are just noise and spray, that I'm wasting myself away. And for a moment the doubt takes hold, the night gets darker, the world feels old. The fire flickers, the warmth grows cold as he tries to reclaim what he sold. Yeah, the old me knocks sometimes on this door made of pine. He don't know the password here is to leave it all behind. He brings a sense of exhaust and rain, of a constant low-grade metallic pain. He stares at my quiet, contented face and can't find a single trace. But I don't pour the whiskey anymore. I don't rise to argue or show him the door. I just look through him to the moon on the tide and remember the night that I decided that he is the ghost and I am alive. So let the old me knock sometimes on this door made of pine. He don't know the password here is to leave it all behind. He'll fade with the first true morning light, a phantom losing his only fight. He's just a guest and outcast. Finally I understand.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Found a skeleton of timber where the old house used to stand. Sun-bleached ribs and silver knuckles, smoothed by time and sand. You came over with a toolbox and a quiet, knowing smile. Said, let's give these tired bones a purpose. Let's stay here for a while.
We didn't talk of what we lost, or bridges burned to coal. Just measured, cut and plane the wood to mend a damaged soul.
And with every nail we driven, sinking deep and holding fast, we were building something better, meant forever, meant to last. Not from flawless store-bought cedar, but from what the tide saw fit to surrender. We're building shelter for the quiet, and a place for peace to grow. Your hand showed me the method, how to join with simple grace, how a scar can become a feature in this newly finished space. We laughed at crooked door frames, sang to warble window panes, found the music in the process, in the momentary strains, and the blisters on our fingers turned to calluses sure and deep, guardians of the promise that we vowed inside to keep. And with every beam we raised up against the vast and open sky, we were building something truer with a truth we can't deny. Not a fortress to hide in, but a lookout wide and clear to stand here. We're building something better with the pieces that remain, a home from broken timber, seasoned by the salt and rain. Every knot tells a story, every crack lets in the light. We're learning how to live here in the shadows and the bright. Yeah, we're building something better, not for glory, not for show, just a shelter for the quiet and a place for peace to grow. Some might call it making do, I call it making new, taking what was thrown away and proving it was true. That the most enduring beauty isn't polished, isn't straight. It's the fingerprint of struggle, it's the blessing of the rain. We're building something better with the pieces that remain, a home from broken timber, seasoned by the salt and rain. Every knot tells a story, every crack lets in the light. We're learning how to live here in the shadows and the bright. Yeah, we're building something better, not for glory, not for show, just a shelter for the quiet and a place for peace to grow.
I woke up and the weight was gone. Not fought off, not one, just lived on. Like a tide that took a secret load back out to sea and left a wide, blank, sparkling beach for me. I stood there in my pajamas, braced for the old ache, but all I felt was sunlight on a calm and troubled lake. I made a cup of coffee, watched the steam unbraid and rise. No checklist in my head, no compromise. The morning held no battles waiting to be fought, no lessons to be painfully retaught. I caught my own reflection in the window by surprise, and I saw the kindness living in my own eyes. And I thought I'd feel the emptiness, a hollow in my chest, but all I feel is sunlight where the worry used to rest. It's not that I have everything, it's that I need so less. This unexpected, effortless, blessed lightness. Oh, this beautiful, ridiculous lightness. I took a walk and didn't count the steps or set a pace. Just followed where my worn out shoes decided to go place. A butterfly did loops around my head, a living joke. I breathed in deep and didn't even start to choke. The world wasn't a problem to be solved or a test. It was just beautifully itself, and I, a grateful guest. And I thought I'd feel the emptiness, a hollow in my chest. But all I feel is sunlight where the worry used to rest. It's not that I have everything, it's that I need so less. This unexpected, effortless, blessed lightness. Oh, this beautiful, ridiculous lightness. Maybe the anchor I was forging in the storm was never meant to drag, but to transform into a balloon, a simple, hopeful thing, to rise up with the joy that quiet mornings bring. And I thought I'd feel the emptiness, a hollow in my chest. But all I feel is sunlight where the worry used to rest. It's not that I have everything, it's that I need so less. This unexpected, effortless, blessed lightness. Oh, this beautiful, ridiculous lightness.
The chaos and the quiet have both had their say. The storm has raged, the shadows slipped away. Now an ember glows within the settled dust, a gentle, steady, non-negotiable trust. It doesn't roar, it doesn't need to shout. It simply knows what it's about. So I build a harp with slow and conscious hands. I learn the grammar of these peaceful lands, not as a guest who overstays his turn, but as a student finally willing to learn. The lesson isn't conquest, isn't claim. It's simply this: to tend the flame. For I am the keeper of the flame, the guardian of the glow. I mend the walls against the wind. I learn the things the quiet knows. I tend the fire that whispers low. This is all you need to know. With every breath I speak its name. I am the keeper of the flame. I will not let the world's blunt hunger in with its man manufactured, frantic, empty, dim. I will not trade this deep and settled score for all the things I thought I needed before. This light is not for show, not for a grade. It's the bargain that I willingly made. And I am the keeper of the flame, the guardian of the glow. I mend the walls against the wind. I learn the things the quiet knows. I tend the fire that whispers low. This is all you need to know. With every breath I speak its name. Sacred ground where the truest version of myself is found. And I'll stand my watch as days and seasons turn for the peace that I was born to earn. With every breath I speak its name. I am the keeper. I am the flame. I am the I followed every map I had, till the paper bled to gray, till the "you are here" was meaningless, and the path just gave away. It didn't end in thunder, didn't vanish in a mist. It just softened into shoreline, and I couldn't be dismissed. The choice was not to turn around or to foolishly proceed, but to sit down on the moss there and acknowledge a new creed. The creed of moss, the creed of tide, of patterns vast and slow, where destinations are illusions and the only way is flow. I watched a leaf spin in an eddy, never fighting for a course, carried by a deeper current, a benevolent shore force. And I felt my own plan loosen, like a knot come undone, not with failure, but with freedom, in the kindness of the sun. So I let the river have its say, where the paved path gives way. I don't need a dotted line through the forest or a name. The wilderness inside me breathes the same. I'll be found by what finds me. I'll be shown by what shines in the place where the path unwinds. Now navigation is a feeling planted squarely in my feet, a compass made of instinct and a rhythm slow and sweet. Sometimes I wander aimless, sometimes purpose finds my stride, but the urgency is absent and the panic has died. The only goal that matters now, beneath the spreading pine, is to be exactly holy, undividedly mine. So I let the river have its say, where the paved path gives way. I don't need a dotted line through the forest or a name. The wilderness inside me breathes the same. I'll be found by what finds me. I'll be shown by what shines in the place where the path unwinds. The old me would be terrified of such unmarked expanse, but the old me drowned in knowing never stood a chance. This is not being lost, my love. This is being found in the deep and humming quiet on this holy, naked ground. I remember how the darkness didn't feel like night, but like a permanent and heavy, suffocating light from a street lamp on a corner where the answers never came, and every window mirrored back a version of my shame. I remember how I look out at the black and starless sea, pray for just one flicker, one sign meant for me. So now that I have weathered,
now that I have found the shore,
I'm stacking up the kindling,
I'm bolting down the door,
not to hide away and hoard it,
this imperfect piece I've earned,
but to make it into something that can't help but be discerned. I'll keep a light on in the dark, a steady painted constant spark. So if you're sailing through the night, you'll know that somewhere there's a light. It ain't much, just wood and flame, but I swear by every single name that's ever felt a day standing alone. You're seen, and you're not on your own. Maybe you're in a city, in a room that's much too small. Maybe you've built a fortress, or you've forgotten how to fall. Maybe the weight you're carrying has never had a shape. Maybe you think it's far too late for a great escape. I don't know your coordinates, your battle or your fear, but I'm burning this for you now, and I mean it loud and clear, 'cause the signal's not a sermon, it's not a map or a demand. It's just a handheld open in the middle of no man's land. It says the night is not forever and the shore is really there, and someone else is making it is proof enough to dare. I'll keep a light on in the dark, a steady painted constant spark. So if you're sailing through the night, you'll know that somewhere there's a light. It ain't much, just wood and flame, but I swear by every single name that's ever felt the depth and alone. You're seen, and you're not on your own. I can't pull your ship to harbor, can't calm the waves you're in. I can't absolve the old sin scratching underneath your skin, but I can bear witness to the dark, and I can hold this line. So look up from your pitching deck and find my stubborn sign. I'll keep a light on in the dark, a steady passing constant spark. So if you're sailing through the night, you'll know that somewhere there's a light. It ain't much, just wood and flame, but I swear by every single name that's ever felt the depth and alone. You're seen, and you are not, you are not on your things the body remembers that the mind has tried to kill. A tension in the shoulder, an old involuntary skill. How to flinch before the blow lands, how to make the pleasing shape, how to carry on a conversation while making your escape. These are not my wounds, they are my mother's father's scars, etched in phantom ink beneath these aging waking stars.
Never quite enough, the one who arrives too late, the one who thrives on chaos, the one who shoulders fate. I wore these names like armor till they rusted to the skin, and I forgot the tender flesh that I had buried in.
So let the ocean have the name of all the unimportant chains. Let the tide perform its art and unembroider my old heart. Let the deep and patient dark Swallow every pointless mark in the salt and in the sway. I practice how to give away this deep forgetting, this sweet unsetting. Take them to the water's edge, these ghosts of who I'm not. The grudges grown from nothing, the battles never fought. The love I clutched too tightly till it crumbled into dust. The versions of the future built on fear and broken trust. I lay them on the wet sand as the foam begins to creep, and I thank them for their service as I surrender them to the deep.
So let the ocean have the names of all the unimportant shapes. Let the tide perform its art and unembroider my old heart. Let the deep and patient dark swallow every pointless mark in the salt and in the sway. I practice how to give away this deep forgetting, this sweet unsetting.
This is not erasure, this is sacred slow release, making space for what remains, inviting in the peace. With every out-breath, a thread unwinds. With every in-breath, a new shape finds a home, a home, a home, a home.
The coffee tastes of morning, and the silence tastes of peace. The list of things I'm chasing for has finally found release. Sunlight paints the floorboards in a slow, familiar sweep. The only thing I'm harvesting is a consciousness
deep and cheap. The cat is in her corner, in a pool of patient light, and everything is ordinary, and everything is right. I don't need a photograph to prove that I was here. The proof is in the absence of the old corrosive fear. It's in the settled posture of these shoulders once so tight. It's in the way I sleep straight through the once terrifying night. The mail may bring a bill, the sky may bring a rain, but the storm is in the weather now, and not inside my brain. This ordinary heaven of coffee cups and morning light, of knowing that the struggle's through and everything is finally right. Not a victory with trumpets, not a finish line I crossed, just the priceless quiet profit of a freedom that cost everything I had that wasn't real, to gain this gentle, slow appeal of an ordinary heaven that I finally feel. Sometimes a memory surfaces like driftwood, smooth and bland. I hold it for a moment with an understanding hand, then I let it drop back in the stream from which it came. It has no power left to scorch or even speak my name. It's just a part of weather in the climate of my soul, and it doesn't break the perfect, peaceful, unambitious whole. This ordinary heaven of coffee cups and morning light, of knowing that the struggle's through and everything is finally right. Not a victory with trumpets, not a finish line I crossed, just the priceless quiet profit of a freedom that cost everything I had that wasn't real, to gain this gentle, slow appeal of an ordinary heaven that I finally feel. If you're listening now, and your road is still so long, and this sounds like a fiction or barely remembered song, just know the destination isn't grand, it isn't strange. It's the courage to let go of everything you had to change, to arrive right here in this chair, in this air, and simply care for this ordinary heaven of fire, crackle and fading light, of knowing that the love is here and everything is finally right. Not a victory with trumpets, just a breath in and out, and the gentle sure dissolving of the last remaining doubt that this is all, this is everything. This ordinary, beautiful, quiet everything.